A decisive factor that changed the course of World War II was military aviation. Aircraft operations influenced the balance of power not only in the skies, but also on land and at sea. Since many nations participated in the conflict and each had its own iconic aircraft, creating an objective list of the best planes was no easy task. However, after analyzing several key criteria, we compiled a selection of the most remarkable and influential aircraft of that era. The ranking opens with the German bomber known for its unmistakable silhouette, the Heinkel He-111. Its wide, distinctive wings made it instantly recognizable and earned it the nickname, the Flying Shovel. The H-1 version was designed as a ground attack aircraft to support armored and infantry units during combat. More than 10 major modifications were produced, differing in cockpit size, wing design, speed, service ceiling, and other specifications. Messerschmitt Bf 109. Another legendary aircraft was the Messerschmitt Bf 109, a broad family of combat planes with a total production of 33,984 units. It became one of the most mass-produced military aircraft of its time. The Bf 109 served as a fighter, interceptor, reconnaissance plane, and even as a light bomber, which helped make it the most iconic aircraft of Nazi Germany. When the fighting reached Soviet territory, the Bf 109 became a nightmare for Soviet pilots, as it significantly outperformed the Lag and I-16 fighters, which were quickly rendered ineffective. Only with the introduction of the more advanced Yak-9 were Soviet airmen able to partially balance the odds. The most numerous version of the series was the Bf 109G, the Gustav. As for Soviet aviation, one of the most successful fighters of the war was the La-5FN. It dealt serious damage to the Luftwaffe and surpassed the Bf 109 in vertical maneuverability. The Lavochkin fighters proved themselves during the Battle of Kursk in the summer of 1943. Although based on the earlier Lag-5, the La-5FN featured substantial improvements. Despite its simple construction, it could compete with the best German aircraft, and its ease of maintenance was a major advantage during the harsh wartime conditions. Supermarine Spitfire Mki. The story of the British Spitfire began in 1939. Designed by Reginald Mitchell, the aircraft was renowned for its excellent maneuverability, thanks to its elliptical wings. Its arrival was timely. During the early stages of the Battle of Britain, the RAF relied on the inferior Hurricane Mki. Once the Spitfires entered the fight, the balance in the air was restored, preventing the Luftwaffe from breaking British resistance. The Spitfire Mki soon earned the nickname, the Savior of Britain, and remained in service, in various versions, until 1961. Junkers Ju-87 Stuka. One of the most recognizable German aircraft on the Eastern Front was the Junkers Ju-87 Stuka. Its concept of steep-angle dive bombing dramatically increased targeting accuracy. The aircraft was equipped with dive brakes to prevent uncontrolled descent if the pilot blacked out. For psychological impact, it used the famous Jericho siren. The Stuka proved especially effective against armored vehicles, and the German ace Hans-Ulrich Rudel frequently praised its destructive power. American aviation also produced some of the most successful aircraft of the war. The North American P-51 Mustang was originally designed for the British military, but later became indispensable to the U.S. Air Force. Its key advantage was its large fuel capacity, which made it the ideal long-range escort fighter for bombers over Europe and the Pacific. The Mustang additionally served in reconnaissance, ground attack missions, and even precision bombing. Japanese forces suffered the most from its appearance. The aircraft was capable of striking Berlin from airfields in northern Britain and returning without refueling. It was also one of the first fighters to feature a laminar flow wing, improving lift, reducing drag, and increasing range. Another notable aircraft was the Japanese carrier-based Mitsubishi A6M0. At the beginning of the war, it was one of the most advanced fighters in the world, offering exceptional maneuverability, range, and low weight. American pilots initially struggled against it. However, Japanese designers prioritized lightness over protection. The Zero had no armor, its fuel tanks ignited easily, and pilots had no parachutes. A single hit could turn the plane into a fireball. Eventually, the U.S. military developed tactics that made the Zero far easier to defeat. It could reach speeds of about 500 kilometers per hour, required only a 70-meter runway for takeoff, had a service ceiling of 4 kilometers, and could remain airborne for up to 8 hours without refueling. This is our final ranking. And what World War II aircraft do you consider the most effective? Share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel.